So this is the first lecture of course Polymer Science and Technology PK433. Now let us talk about the polymer. Polymer is a Greek word. It is made up of two parts, poly and mer. Poly means many, mers mean unit. Similarly, mono means single and mers mean unit. So there are two terms, one is polymer, another is monomer. Monomer means something which is composed of single unit. Similarly, polymer means something which is composed of many units. For example, a train is composed of several bogies. So one bogie is a monomer and the entire train is a polymer. Okay. Now this bogie is repeating again and again to form a train. Same size of the bogies, similar bogies are repeating again and again. So bogies are known as the repeating unit of the polymer. Similarly, in case of chemical polymer, chemical structure repeating again and again in the molecule or polymer are known as repeating units. For example, ethylene gas, which is a monomer, can undergo polymerization reaction at very high pressure and temperature under the presence of the catalyst to form the polyethylene, which is a well-known polymer. So ethylene gas, you can say the structure of polyethylene gas, structure of the ethylene gas is CH2 double bond CH2. This is the structure of the ethylene gas. If you take n number of molecules of the ethylene gas and polymerize it, it will form polyethylene. The double bond will open up and it will form single bond, and all the structures will be connected, all the molecules will be connected in the form of a chain. So this will become a polymer, correct? So this is a customary to write the repeating structure of the polymer inside the small brackets. So here what is repeating? CH2 single bond CH2 is repeating again. So this is known as my repeating unit, and you can say that this repeating unit is having similar structure as of monomer. Just different is that in monomer there was a central double bond, but in case of a polymer repeating unit there is a single bond. Okay, so you can understand repeating unit is the structure, chemical structure, which is repeating again and again inside the polymer. So instead of writing the entire structure of the polymer, which is not possible because the number of the repeating unit in case of polymer may be several 100,000, so it is not possible to write on the piece of the papers. So what you have to write, you have to just write the repeating unit inside the small bracket, and here n represents the number of repeating unit in the polymer chain. For example, a polymer chain which is containing 100 repeating units, so here n will be is equal to 100. You can understand this thing as for example, there is a train which is composed of 10 bogies. So the repeating unit is the bogie and 10 is the number of repeating unit. Okay, now what will be the repeating unit for the polypropylene? Again, you know the polypropylene is made by the propylene gas, polymerization of the propylene gas, and the structure of propylene gas is CH2 double bond CH3. When it will undergo polymerization reaction, it will form polyethylene gas. And here, instead of writing the whole structure of the polymer, what you can do, you can write the repeating unit of the polymer inside the bracket and write subscript n, where n is the number of repeating unit, correct? So there is a question, do all the molecules of the monomer inside the reactor forms only one polymer molecule? That means if here n is equal to 100, means at the time of the polymerization. Initially I am having 100 molecules of propylene gas. So the question is that whether all these 100 molecules will combine together to form only one polymer chain, which will be having number of repeating unit n is equal to 100. The answer is no. Why? What is the reason? At the same time, many polymer chains or polymer molecule start growing. Therefore, the total number of polymer chain inside the reactor may be several hundred to few billions, depending upon the size of the reactor. Okay. So you can see these black dots as the monomer molecules, and during the polymerization reaction these monomer molecules combine to form the polymer chain. So you can see that some polymer chains are larger, some polymer chains are smaller. So there are many polymer growing chain at the same time, and they are different in terms of the chain length. Again, the question is that will all the chain be equal in chain length or the size? Answer is again no. There may be different chain length or size or molecular weight, whatever you say, because of the uncertainty about the number of monomer molecules getting attached to every growing chain. That means that during polymerization reaction it is not necessary that all the chains forming inside the reactor will have same molecular weight. These chains may have different molecular weight. You can see my chain number 1 is having the largest number of repeating unit. These small dots, you can say they are the repeating unit. Chain number 2 is smaller. Chain number 3 is again smaller than 2. Chain number 4 is smaller than 3. Likewise. So in case of polyethylene, let us say that the molecular weight of my repeating unit is 28. You know, the molecular weight of the carbon is 12 and molecular weight of hydrogen is 1. So there are 2 carbon means 24 and 4 hydrogens means 4. So combined together there will be 24 plus 4 is equal to 28. Now in my chain number 1, in this chain the number of repeating unit is 10. So the molecular weight of my first chain is going to be 280, because 28 is the molecular weight of one repeating unit and there are 10 repeating units. So total weight of my chain number 1 will be 280, and in chain number 2 the repeating unit is 6, so molecular weight will be 168. In chain number 3, 5, molecular weight will be 140. In chain number 4, again my repeating unit are 5, so again 140 will be the molecular weight. In chain number 5, again repeating unit may be 5, so again molecular weight of my fifth chain is 140, and the molecular, and there are 4 repeating unit in my chain number 6, so there are 122 molecular weight of this chain. So the total molecular weight will be sum of all these. So sigma m is 990, and sum of all the chains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So there are 6 chains. So we can calculate the average molecular weight of polymer as total molecular weight of the chains divided by total number of chains. So total molecular weight is 990 divided by 6. So 165 is the average, arithmetic average of molecular weight of this polymer. So you must understand that in case of polymer we will express the molecular weight in terms of average, because all the chains are not of the same molecular weight. For example, in case of low molecular weight compounds such as water, the molecular weight of water is 18 and all the molecule of the water is equal in their size or molecular weight. So there is no question of average molecular weight in case of water because all the molecules are of same size, but in case of polymer, since the chains or molecules are of different molecular weight, therefore we have to express the molecular weight of the polymer as average molecular weight of the polymer. Okay, now the question arises, why do we need to represent the molecular weight of polymer as average molecular weight? I have already explained. Because all the chains in polymer do not have equal number of repeating units. The number of repeating unit depends upon the number of monomer molecule attached to that chain, and the number of monomer molecules attaching to a chain depends upon the number of collisions between the chains and the monomer molecule. Higher the number of collision occurring, greater will be the chances for monomer getting attached to that particular chain. That is why all the molecule or chains of the polymer are not of equal molecular weight and thus need to be represented as average molecular weight. Now look at the size of the polymer molecule. For example, this small dot represents the simple molecules like NaCl molecule or HNO3 molecule or any small molecule like water, methanol, ethanol. If the size of simple molecule is just like a dot, then the size of the polymer molecule is like a big football in comparison to a small dot. Here the molecular weight of the NaCl is just 58.5 gram per mole. Molecular weight of HNO3 molecule is 77 gram per mole. Whereas in case of polymer, the typical average molecular weight is somewhere 10 to the power 5 to 10 to the power 7 gram per mole. So they are much bigger molecule as compared to small molecular compounds like NaCl, water, HNO3, etc. So polymers are much bulky molecules, much bigger molecules, and sometimes they are known as macromolecules. Here macro means bigger, micro means smaller, macro is bigger. So polymers are macromolecules. Example of polymers, you can say that polymer are of two types. One is the man-made polymer and some thing like cellulose, silk, wood, rubber, protein, DNA, RNA, they are natural polymers. So you can classify them as a man-made polymer, polyethylene, polypropylene, polystyrene, nylon, they are man-made polymer. Cellulose, silk, wood, rubber, protein, RNA, DNA, they are biopolymers and natural polymers. Okay, so we will continue in the next lecture. Okay, thank you.